Welcome to the Female Bodybuilding channel. Today, we are a couple of days out from the first show of the 2023 Women's Bodybuilding season. We are joined by not one, but two Olympia athletes, Asha Hadley, Chelsea Dion. How are you feeling now?
Feeling pretty good. Excited for the new season.
Chelsea?
I am feeling excited as well, but the FOMO is hitting me pretty hard. I wish I was getting ready to compete here soon, but I'm excited because there are more girls competing to start the season, so it's looking promising, which is exactly what we need.
David Bryant from FBB Forum, how are you today?
I'm doing great, and I'm very excited about this first show in Vancouver Island, and yeah, really, it's great that there's more than one women's bodybuilding competitor this year too. That's terrific.
He's known as the emperor of women's bodybuilding, although Jake Wood called me and said, I don't think he's that. He didn't agree with that nickname, by the way. All the rage, George, how are you?
Well, he may not agree with it, but I know I'm the emperor. Why so serious, Jake? Why so serious?
Hey, careful now. You're not gonna get any press passes from him now. You know that.
I had to bring him out. He comes every now and then.
Vancouver Pro, like Chelsea said, no, I think David said, we have 8 athletes. Last year it was 1 athlete. That was JB's favorite there, Eva Montgomery. JB, are you sad we won't see Eva this early this year?
Yeah, a little bit sad, yeah, but she's very healthy. I spoke to her on DM, and she will do her way. Let's be surprised what she'll do this year.
Asha Hadley, quick update. How are you feeling? We know you took 2023 off with some health issues. Are you back in the gym? How are you feeling mentally and physically?
I'm feeling a lot better than I was the end of 22 and the early months of this year. I had a crazy, health issue come up. It was a skin condition that unfortunately has no cure, and it's kind of like an autoimmune thing. So it was kind of learning how to deal with that, but I've kind of got it stabilized now, and hopefully it'll go into remission. But this year I'm going to focus on, getting my health back in order and getting this thing kind of squashed if I can. I wasn't able to train pretty much after the Olympia. Right after that, I didn't do anything. It was really difficult for me to just move around with this thing that I have. So as it's kind of gotten under control, I'm able to start cardio again and getting back into the gym a couple days a week. I'm slowly kind of building up, trying to maintain my muscle. Us bodybuilding girls don't like to get small. So that's a big fear. So I'm trying to just hold on to what I've got.
Chelsea, you're 215. Some girls don't like to be small. Some girls don't want to get too big. How are you feeling at 215?
Some days I feel great, and some days I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't fit in any clothes. So usually when I'm in the gym, I'm feeling really good about it because my strength right now is higher than it's been. My recovery is super great. Like, everything's going really good, except the fact that I don't fit in any clothes. So it's not too bad. I mean, I didn't really want to get above 205 pounds. Last season I didn't get over 200, but I kept it, lean. So this time, I'm excited to see what I improved now that I had the time to put weight on, to keep weight on, and really build some muscle. So I'm really excited to see what we have when I get to be lean again.
And that's going to be Romania Pro, correct?
No, I applied maybe for the end of the season. If I don't make it to the Olympia, the goal really isn't this year to exactly make it to the Olympia, just with so many few shows, and there's so little opportunity to try to make it there. And I needed the time off regardless. So the plan is I applied for Rising. So if I get Rising, awesome. Depending on money situation, I might do Spain, which is like a a week and a half, 2 weeks before Rising. So we will see. We will see.
Vancouver Pro, 8 athletes are in it. And talk to us, David. What do you've been very vocal about your support of Sherry Priyami. What do you like about her physique, and especially for this show? How do you see her doing in this show?
Yeah, I definitely see her winning this year. I really think this is her year. I mean, she was knocking on the door last year with 2 second-place finishes and a third-place finish. And I just think she just brings a great package. You know, she's put on some size, kind of her signature conditioning. She's beautiful, you know, and she just looks great on stage, and her posing and her posing routine, I think is going to be fantastic because she did a really good job of posing last year. Wow, their light came back on.
Light get up.
I don't know what happened, but anyway, let's go. Yeah.
So I do think
you said posing. She said to us that she couldn't pose last year that well. So yeah, she said she hadn't learned it, whatever, and that's why she lost to ACOG. So when you say her posing is beautiful, what do you mean by that?
Well, you know, she had certain mandatory poses that she really didn't do right last year because she didn't have enough time to get prepared to switch from physique to bodybuilding. So I think having really practiced the bodybuilding poses this year and doing it a lot, you know, with the practice, I think that's really going to help her a lot. And just her working with Sharonica Henton and just a really good flow with her posing routine. And I think that's going to show through this year as well. She got the Best Poser Award last year in Tampa as a result. So yeah, I really feel that this is her year, and hoping she'll get to the Olympia. And I know her goal is top 5 in the Olympia, and I think she can pull that off.
Top 5 already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she mentioned that on DD on the Spot just recently.
Top 5 already. Yes, yeah. Why not? Chelsea, you competed against Sherry.
Yes, I did twice.
How did that go?
At Chicago, she placed above me, and then at Tampa, she placed 2 below me, and that was the show that I won. Sherry, yeah, she has a great look. She's extremely shredded. And I also do think that she is going to take the show with Julia right behind her as well.
Asha, Sherry, you seen her?
Mm-hmm.
What is there anything she can be beaten on in this show from the other ladies?
Compared to everybody else that's in the show, I don't think the other competitors have a combination of the size and conditioning that she has that can be beaten. That being said, you know, all we're looking at is pictures of people, so we don't really know how people are going to show up day of the show, you know, how you peak, you know, and things like that. So all of that is kind of like a big question mark. But from the pictures I've seen of her and some of the other ladies that are competing, I think she's got the total package. You know, there's others that have size, there's others that have good conditioning too, but she has the size and conditioning. And the other question is the judging. You know, what are they going to really kind of lean towards? Is it going to be size or conditioning, or, you know, a combination of both? So.
Are we confident in women's bodybuilding judging that they're keeping the same criteria in every show? Just a yes or no. All the range.
No, David? No, they keep changing up every so year. I mean, I remember when I was watching from the Norfolk when Madonna Day won over Nikki Chartrand and Jean Lukowski. She wasn't as conditioned compared to those two. Then I see another show, I see another competitor who is shredded, top notch, and then she doesn't win. It's just the judging has a lot of control over these shows. They tell these competitors, hey, I want to see you go up to bodybuilding. I remember Jada told me how when she was competing, how judges told her to go up to bodybuilding, and you know what happened with her. How some other ladies were told to go up. But like I said, if you don't fit the criteria for the division, you shouldn't have to go up. If you like this, if you're a woman who's like, if you look at people like Melissa Tyke, You look at Ashley Jones. Those women start. Even Andrea said it that Ashley has those muscle bellies. You know, I can understand when Lisa Kodri went back down because the fact was she'll never be that big. She's always going to be on the smaller end. I was surprised that she even got in that high in the at the Olympia. I mean, I thought she was going to bottom out. Her and even though I'm cool with her and Michelle Danielle Willis, I thought they were going to bottom out. You know, I'm surprised that Michelle bottomed out. But it's just the judges. It's like going back to 2013, where when it was between Alina and Iris, and you know what, they could have, if they didn't like Iris that much, they could have leaned over, give the title to Alina the last 2 times and wanted to, but they went with Iris because she had that conditioning development.
So that's a no. Chelsea and Asha, is that a yes or no from the judging are following the same women bodybuilding criteria?
I'm gonna be honest. I wish I had more experience in paying attention. I'm still like so very new to like what female bodybuilding is. So for me, it's like I can't really tell yet.
Asha?
I think it varies by judge. Some judges like more conditioning, some like size. We all have to be big and conditioned, but there's some that are bigger and some that are more conditioned. And if you get a judge that's into more conditioning, they'll award that. Or if you get a judge that's into size, they'll award that. And if you line up every winner of a show, like if you take all the 2022 winners, you'll see a variety of bigger ladies or more conditioned ladies, so.
But as in bodybuilding, as we know, we saw it. Ronnie Coleman went from 9th to winning the Olympia when no one knew, meaning in bodybuilding, anything can happen. And guys and girls, I'm feeling Julia Witzel. Have you seen the pictures, Asha, of Julia?
I have, and she looks really good. When I was looking over the list and the lady trying to like go back and forth on Instagram, I think she's probably, she's like my number 2 behind Sherry, I think, for this show. So.
Chelsea, have you seen Julia? Some girl, I'm not going to say who it was, she sent me a picture of Julia in the back double by and yours from the Olympia. And she put it together and she said, Chelsea, you have to watch out for this one. I said, and they have similar structures from the back. Chelsea, have you seen Julia and are you impressed with her transformation from women's physique to bodybuilding on Instagram though?
So I do not disagree. Actually, it's funny. I was a fan of her physique back when she was doing women's physique, back before I got my shit together, and so I've always been a big fan of her. And so when I heard she was switching over to women's bodybuilding, my first thought was, okay, she is someone who is similar to me in structure and stuff. So she is someone that I definitely have my eye on for sure.
Before we ask David, George, if they all of a sudden start going with, we are going to go with, they start saying the word femininity, and then they start saying her shape and structure, and she's so beautiful, and blah, blah, and all this. Remember, Julia is looking very fresh at the moment. So is Sherry. Is there any possibility that Julia might surpass Sherry at the show?
You can never say. Sometimes I've seen some competitors come in, they look great, like when weeks out, but then it never happen. We might have a situation where you might go flat. It might be just not the night. If Sherry comes in super conditioned, she might get second or could get third. You still have people like there's a Keisha Oliver. I think
we're gonna come to them later. We know Keisha.
Yeah. And if she can come in condition enough to beat Sherry or any other women, she can probably take it. But like I said, it's all depending what the judges are going to say and what they're going to go look at.
David, you are a Sherry type of guy. Are you impressed with Julia, though? In the pictures, it's just pictures, and she's alone. So we don't know how it looks on stage. Are you impressed?
Yeah, very impressed. And I do agree. I think she probably will get second because I think she's about as tall as Chelsea. So I think she's going to be taller than a lot of the competitors on stage. But her legs and glutes are especially impressive. even, when she was competing in physique. And yeah, she just brings a great package to stage and looks really great overall, I think. So, but I don't see her beating Sherry. She doesn't have quite as much of the density in her back and upper body, I think, as Sherry does.
Is that always needed to win, though?
I just think Sherry still has a better package overall, yeah, but I think that Julia growing into women's bodybuilding in a year or two, I think she's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, we just try to make it a little bit more exciting. Is that most of us have Sherry winning because we've seen how good she looked last year, and we've seen how much. I think she's up 6 or 7 quality pounds, and that's impressive, especially at her. I don't want to say her, but she's what's her age? Is she late 30s or how old? Did anyone know?
I think she's 47.
Yeah.
What?
Late 40s.
So she's put, how hard is that, Asha, late 40s, to put on 8 pounds of stage muscle in less than a year?
It's difficult. Yeah, I got to give it to her. It's not easy, at our age.
Well, you're not late 40s, Asha.
No, I'm not.
The way you say it, our age. Okay.
Well, I think like we're kind of like the heading over the hill group. So we're not in our 20s and 30s anymore, but we're not young and fresh like Chelsea. We're a little bit aged.
Let's get started.
I got shoes older than Chelsea because I'm almost 50. And I mean, it's like, I got 2 bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean,
Okay. Well, I'm very feminine, so I never reveal my age. But anyway, we're going to go to another girl, JB, and myself are picking her in the top 3. Correct, JB? Keisha Oliver. And now we are talking tremendous back, Asha. Keisha Oliver, are you impressed with her?
Very impressed. Yeah, I saw my husband and I were talking about the lineup just earlier. And he mentioned her, and I definitely agree that, she's up there with the top, physiques in this lineup. So, it should be interesting to see, like I was saying earlier, about how, they judge things, whether they go with conditioning or size or whatever, to see how she kind of bears out in that mix.
Do you remember Keisha Oliver, Chelsea, New York Pro?
Yeah, I think I really loved her posing routine.
Oh, very nice routine.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed her routine. I was there at the New York Pro, so I got to watch it live. But yeah, I remember her being great.
With Sheila Black, correct? I think it's Sheila Black who's
choreographed. I'm not sure who did hers, but I really liked it. If it was Sheila, then it makes sense because I work with Sheila, so of course I love it.
She's the best. She is.
Sheila's amazing. She is one of the best posing coaches for like a finals routine for sure.
Where do you see Keisha Oliver in this lineup, David?
I don't see her in 3rd. I see Andrea Sawyer in 3rd. But I do see Keisha probably in 4th. I do like her look. She has great structure and she's really beautiful. Her posing is really phenomenal too. And yeah, she definitely stands out on stage. I like her look.
Last year she looked very good New York Pro. I think there were some finer details on her glutes that held her back to the top spot. Is that fixable, Asha?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as somebody I think my glutes are probably one of my weaker spots. And if you literally work your ass off, you can get them, in shape and to, a point where they compete with those, top glutes, but it's definitely possible. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with glutes. They say if you don't have big shredded glutes, I don't want to see you as a winner. Is glutes that important, Chelsea, or is it because for some people it's genetic? Is it that important to have shredded glutes if you want to? Well, you don't have to be like ACOG shredded, but tight, nice glutes. Is that important for a winner in bodybuilding to have?
I think 100% it is. As much as they say they don't want us to have striated glutes, I think to an extent we need to have some sort of lines in them because it shows our conditioning. You know what I mean? Like I just don't like to see like a soft glute when they turn from the back as a winner. I really think that it's something that is important. Like even Andrea, she doesn't have crazy striated glutes, but she has lines and separation in them still, to really showcase that. So I do think it is extremely important to have some sort of leanness back there.
Just one yes or no, everyone. JB, is there any chance of Andrea Shaw losing this 2023 Olympia? Yes or no?
No.
David?
Yeah.
George?
I'm gonna do a Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hell no.
Asha?
Ooh. I don't know.
You gotta say what you feel now. Don't hide it. Yes or
Come
no?
on.
I think there's
Come on.
always a chance. There's
So
a
that's a
chance
yes.
to have somebody.
No.
Yes from
feel
Asha.
bad.
Come
She
on.
dodged it. She dodged
You
it.
better
She
be
dodged it.
careful now.
She dodged it.
Chelsea,
Come on.
yes or no? And you're competing hopefully at this Olympia, by the way. So
Yeah, but I am realistic in what I know I can achieve, and I know I can't beat her this year. Give me another few years, and I will absolutely do my best.
so this year, can she be beat this year?
The only person that I can see possibly beating her possibly would be like Angela,
Angela.
But-
Yeah.
but I don't see Angela beating her. As much as Angela is great, she has such like a different looking like physique that's very impressive. I still don't see her beating Andrea.
No, I don't. No.
No.
Quick question. It's a little bit interesting. What about Hella Trevino? I'd say you say Angela. Hella Trevino, Asha. What about her?
I don't think she'll beat Andrea now.
No. David?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Hella would beat Andrea either, but I do like Hella's look though.
We don't dislike anyone's look. That's not what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to Keisha. Okay. JB, me and myself had her in the third. Asha, I think you also agree. David and George, where would you have Keisha?
Well, I would say she could be second or third, possibly second, because you know what? We haven't seen too much stuff. She don't post a lot of stuff of herself on social media. And she's in the mold of someone like Margie Martin, because you know if you check my channel, do comparison videos.
Oh, Margie is a little bit Hall of Famer now. What do you mean in the mold? What do you mean?
She's at there. She's getting there. She has I think she has the X factor level of Margie, especially on the quads. Good back, good shoulders. I mean, she's there yet. She might be like in between maybe Margie and I would say Hella right about. If she can come in, like I said, we don't know what she's doing because she ain't.
You are comparing Keisha Oliver to Margie V, the Hall of Famer, and Hella Trevino, two-time rising phoenix.
Yes,
Hall of Famer.
Yes, I am. She's just there. She's like I said.
And she was third or fourth at New York Pro in the tiniest New York Pro of all time last year.
Well, remember, Andrea took second to Alicia back in Chicago. She made the top 10 in the Rising Phoenix. They turned around the next year and won both Omaha, Rising Phoenix, and the Olympia. It's just about, like I said again, we don't know what we're going to see because of the fact that she doesn't put out too much stuff on social media. So she's really private. So we have a dark horse. We never know what we're going to see.
Yes, we female bodybuilding always liked Keisha Oliver since we saw her turn pro. I think it was 2020 with especially her dense back. It was incredible, and we hope she's going to nail it this weekend. Andrea Sorer, she's taking a year off. Asha Hadley, like yourself, you're taking a year off. She's taking a year off. She's finding herself. She's looking better. We've seen the pictures. She's symmetrical, very complete there. She usually brings very good conditioning. She's taking a year off. What's the mindset you do? Because you're going to do it. You're taking a year off. Is it time for a statement here at this show? Or what do you feel when you're taking a year off and you're going into battle?
It should be a statement. You know, you've taken this time and you kind of have to prove that you have something to show for it. So, you know, it's her chance to kind of shine and be like, this is what I did with that time. You know, with people that don't take the year off, you get a couple months to rest and improve. But, you know, having that extra time, you should have a whole lot to show for it.
When you take a year off, is it in women's bodybuilding? This is not bikini. This is not men's physique. Well, men's physique are pretty big, but this is not bikini. And this the level you need to make improvements in women's bodybuilding. A year off. Should more people do that than just compete, especially when the prize money is this low, Chelsea?
I mean, it is very important for us to take time off, especially away from the gear and stuff like that. But, you know, right now with so little shows and, you know, we got to show up. So part of me wanted to even cut my off season even shorter to try to do an earlier show, but there's still a lack of earlier shows. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that she took the year off and is coming back this year. So we have another competitor in the mix.
We don't want to go too hard into that because it's not that type of show, but is off-season supplementation safer than contest type of supplementation?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I haven't really had much of an off season to even really experience that, you know. So maybe like Asha could give you a little more on that. But as far as I know, it's this for me the same. Nothing different.
Molina Peron, David. Now we're talking tremendous quads.
Yeah.
Thick muscle. She used to be a power lifter, I believe. She maybe represent some of that JB, a little bit bigger, thicker type of women's bodybuilding physique look that we love. The judges don't always love. David, talk to us about Molina. Can she, if she comes in a little separated, can she do a damage here at the show?
Yeah, I think so. Her legs are phenomenal, and what she's posted on Instagram recently is amazing. Her backstory is kind of interesting too. I didn't realize that she was previously rather obese. I think like close to 300 pounds, and so it's amazing that she's transformed herself so well. I do like her look though. I think she'll be in top 5 is what I predict for this show.
George?
Well, I used to talk to Molina back when I used to have my old IG. We used to talk back and forth, you know, before my IG got hacked. She's a very impressive lady, but one thing is her center part, because you know she has 2 kids, and plus she's overweight. And you know, even though abdominals are not that important, like Asha, she's a queen of abdominals right there, you know. But you know, if she has a good center, she has a great back, good legs. But I think if the center don't come as good, it might hurt a little bit. She might hit top 5, but she might, you know, depending on how the other competitors look like, she might maybe take 6 or maybe 7.
Yep.
Asha, you are more, what can we say? You have that modern type of crazy muscle bellies. Beautiful, you know, like Rashawn Boswell also has that, and Andrea Shaw. Is Molina Peron is a different type of physique. What do you think when you have to go against those type of physique? Are you confident, or because they have size and density maybe over you, but you have the deep lines and separation and that 3D pop? Do you worry about those type of physiques or no?
Not anymore. It used to bother me, but now I think not like that. I see them as different, and I think the judges kind of can see that too, that we are built a little differently and our bodies develop differently. So I think I have the confidence in the judges to judge us, you know, equally, if you would, but we're not, you know, like you said, our bodies are very different. I don't really feel, you know, unconfident or anything like that going up against a person that has, you know, different structure than me. I think the one thing that would bother me is just overall conditioning. You know, if a person is more conditioned than I am, you know, I think that will make a statement. But, you know, we're all built differently. So it's kind of hard to compare, if you will, even though we are compared.
And JB, we want to say that her mom is in the hospital with cancer. And she was one of her biggest supporters, and she's still going through with the show. She's still prepping for the show, even though her mom is in the hospital with cancer. We don't know how severe it is. And Melina's very positive, and you get a good vibe from her. Quick, Chelsea, what's the hardest thing you dealt with during prep? What's the hardest thing you have had outside your life during prep, ever in your life? and you still managed to do the pep?
Like during prep that I had to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can relate to, you know, with her mother being in the hospital with cancer. I had to deal with that with my mom. Thankfully, you know, I wasn't in a place to bodybuild then, so I can't even imagine trying to focus on bodybuilding while your mom is dealing with cancer. So it's also kind of great, though, that she does have a goal to focus on to kind of keep her mind, you know, at ease a little bit. So I really do feel for her, but I'm excited to see her get on stage. She has some crazy legs. I was just looking at her pictures. But I don't know, as far as something hard to deal with.
Asha, have you had anything super serious and still managed to do it?
Yeah, I've had a couple things. So not to compare, you know, moms to pets, but in the 22 season, one of my dogs was diagnosed with brain cancer, and she went through cancer treatment when I was heading into, I believe it was the Rising Phoenix that year. And she ended up passing away, but it was a tough thing because it happened all of a sudden, and we were sending her away for treatment. And then just this past season at Olympia, actually Rising Phoenix and Olympia, I had this skin condition pop up. So if you look really closely, you can kind of see where it's affecting me in some of my pictures. But you know, it was very painful. Right before I went on stage for the Rising Phoenix, I had a huge wound that I had to cover, and thank God the makeup ladies were great enough to kind of disguise my bandages and stuff that I had to wear on stage.
Oh, wow.
It had gotten so bad by the time I got to the Olympia that it was difficult for me to walk.
Wow.
And that's something, if you look at the video closely, you can kind of see I walk like with my legs spread further apart just because it was really painful. So that was rough to kind of go through and still press on with training and stuff like that when you're physically in pain. And then also at the Olympia, my husband up and got a blood clot and was in the hospital. So while I was trying to go to athlete meetings and meet the Olympias, I was actually running back and forth from the hospital to the events. And he ended up missing the show, but he's fine now. His clot's kind of going away, but that's what happened. So,
Wow. And Brad, what's his last name again?
Henderson.
Yeah. That's we love him, JB, don't we? He's very supportive of the sport, and he's full of passion. And David and George, I'm happy you guys are promoting these type of stories, because in the media usually we only hear about if Callum Von Mogor broke his toenail, or Regan Grimes forgot his Louis Vuitton bag at the airport. You know, that's Nick Power and them. So it's important that we have you guys to reporting these type of stories about the ladies, correct?
Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. You know, the thing is that you ladies, you put as much time as these men do. You may not get as much as becomes prize money or attention. If you look on social media, there's like 11 million sites dedicated to men's bodybuilding. You only get so few, like JB and AJ here, Didi, Dave right here. I mean, it's just that, you know, I've been a fan of bodybuilding since I was 8 or 10. My brother used to play football. He used to get a Butterbean magazines. I've been a fan of it for a long time. But, you know, see how ladies, how the sport has evolved over the years, but still they want to push you down and say, you know, we want you to be more feminine, we want you this and that, bring your physique. Then they still want them to be like that. It's just, you know, but like I said, I love doing what I do because I like to give y'all ladies attention, because you ladies are amazing and I respect you. And like my man, those guys said, you are beautiful.
Oh, yeah, you. One question with that beautiful. Guys, I've seen David and not so much. Yeah, David, definitely JB, and definitely George. When you are sending these love hearts and flames all over Instagram to the girls, guys, you gotta stop that, because it takes away the journalism part. Guys, hello.
No.
JB, I'm gonna tell you,
George,
JB,
you gotta stop.
Hey, AJ, I'm telling you right there. I'm a muscle purse smoke. I'm gonna tell you that out the gate. I will be kind of nice, but still, I love you, ladies. I respect you, ladies. I'm a fan of you, ladies. You know,
Okay.
Thank you. We appreciate everything you guys do.
Let's go next. What's her name? Lisa Kudry is not on the list. She made the Olympia last year. We asked her what's going on. This got to be a mistake, and she says, "I realized that to be competitive in bodybuilding, I would need to put on a significant amount of size, and that's not the direction I want to go. I highly respect the women's bodybuilding division, but I don't think my physique is best suited for that division. So I've decided to try my hand in women's physique as a pro and see how I go. If I'm not successful, I can go back." Smart move, Asha?
I think so. I think knowing your body is really smart, and it's not easy for a lot of women, you know, to hold on to the size. Like Chelsea was saying, in the off season, it's difficult, you know, and I know in my previous off season, I got up to over 200 pounds, and it's fucking uncomfortable. You know,
you got to be comfortable to being uncomfortable, Asha. That's how you become Ronald Coleman. That's how you become Phil Heath. You can't.
That's true. That's true. But anyway, you know, I guess I can say it's not cut out for everybody, and not everybody wants to look like that. So that's fine, and it's respectable that she's not, you know, she's honoring her body, and she's not trying to push it to a place where she feels it's not, you know, going to go or wants to go. So, you know, that's fine.
Last names, Tamariv. JB, can you please pronounce her name? Because I think you know a little bit better than me. The Canadian one. Tanariv. How you would pronounce that name?
Tana.
So, that's
Tana, that's my girl. That's my girl, Tana.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about your girl, George.
Well, like I said, me and Tana have been Facebook friends for a long time. She's a great lady, proud Jamaican woman, proud Canadian woman. She's a mom. You know, she wanted to compete last year, but you know, the expense of, you know, she wanted to do a show here in the States because she felt like she didn't do too well in Toronto last year. But you know, she decided that, you know what, she wanted to stack her chips and, you know, come here and do a show. But she said she wanted to do a show first because she knows that, you know, she knows that it'd be best to do this first show of the year. I follow her. She looks amazing. I mean, you know, even though I like her, I love her, we've been friends on social media for a long time, it's gonna be tough. Like I said, she's kind of the shorter side. She has a great upper body, you know, good tapering waist. I think the one thing is her legs is a little bit smaller, and also it's about the midsection also. She's a great lady. You know, I saw you when she did send the list. I sent it to her. She was happy that she's on the list. She's happy about that. Yeah. But like I said, Tana, I mean, I love her. I think she would do good. I hope we'll get a chance to do an interview together sometime soon. We've been talking for a long time. She would help me out with some stuff that I didn't know. But I hate to think that I think she might have to bottom out.
JB, she has a lot of thick muscle, especially in the back shots and the front double by. If she might come up to maybe can she make the top 5? I say yes.
Yes, of course. You, like George said, a little bit with the issues with the symmetry of her lower body, but yeah, it's definitely can be a spot in the top 5, definitely. And I hope she gets it.
Did anyone know anything? We tried to find Marcela Morales from Chile. Has anyone do anyone know who it is, Asha?
I do not.
I think she competed, I think, at the Olympia show in Romania last year.
No.
I think she was physique and she switched over, didn't she?
Are you sure about that? Because she does not have an Instagram. We Googled her name, and JB was at Romania. He did not see this name. It could be a surprise. It could be the new. It could be the new.
And then Keisha, she's gonna be a dark horse.
Shia Mentasha. She thinks she's making her debut. I think she used to be women's physique.
Yeah.
Well, she could actually. I know Shay Bachaka. That's her name. We did an interview a while back. She did compete in bodybuilding back in 2021. She started to take a break for a while because she was a physique player. She's from Texas. We talk a good bit. She's a real cool lady. She's gonna after the show, it's gonna be her 53rd or 54th birthday. Because you know, and
53rd I saw.
53rd, yeah. Because
George, she did say in her Instagram, I might not be the biggest. I might not have the best condition. I don't want to see that leading up.
Well, she's kind of tall. She's kind of tall. She's up there with Julia and Chelsea. She's on the taller side.
But Asha, is that a good strategy to let people know that you might not have the good condition or size going into a show?
I don't think so. I mean, it's one thing to be realistic about it. I don't know about putting it out there, you know, because I feel like you've got to put out that energy. I mean, I don't go around saying I'm going to win a show, you know, that type of thing either. But I don't know that kind of talking yourself down really helps at all either. So,
JB, I can see we have 8 minutes left. So we've done a lot of mistakes with this editing, guys. You'll see. Hopefully it works. Let's go quick into it. Chelsea, your top 4, and you have to stick to it.
Okay, so my top 4 is Sherry, Julia. Let me look at the list again. Sherry, Julia, probably Keisha, and then Andrea. Or
Asha.
Andrea, Keisha.
No, you gotta you gotta make you cannot have it. So you
Okay. Okay, Keisha and then Andrea.
so you have Sherry, Julia, Keisha, Andrea. Asha?
I think I've got probably the same. Maybe I'd throw Peron in there.
Instead of who?
Instead of maybe, let me see, let me look at my list. Maybe instead of Andrea, I think.
So you have Sherry, Julia, Keisha, and Molina.
Yeah.
David?
I've got Sherry, Julia, Andrea, and Keisha. I think that's my top 4.
George?
I think I go with Sherry, Keisha, Julia, Andrea, and I would say
Isn't that
I would say 10. 10.
So you went you first 4. JB?
That was 4. I said, well, who's
You ask me. You ask me. Yeah. Sherry, Julia, Keisha, and Andrea.
I'm gonna say exactly I agree. I think that's my top 4, but
No, 4.
yeah, it's just that Julia's looking crazy, guys. Have you seen the shape and the conditioning and the detail? You never know. You never know.
never
But
know.
Sherry-
But I'm saying, Keisha, she hasn't pushed out anything, so we never know how she's going to come. She might come in here and just, she might even win it for all we know. She looks good,
women's physique. Anne Moon, that's my favorite women's physique of all time. With Sarah Viegas, of course. Anne Moon, can anyone beat her?
I don't see it.
Asha.
I mean,
I don't think so. I think she's got it.
How would she look against you in women's bodybuilding if you guys did women's bodybuilding?
ooh.
Right now, she'd probably beat me.
Well, you don't know. She's very good. She's very good. Yeah. We are JB. 10% off the discount code. Corey is doing a great job. What's the word? VISLAND. We'll have it in the link for people who want to buy the stream. 10% off.
VanIsle.
It's important that you guys watch the stream and pay for it. We have 2 free streams. Obviously, we're gonna give it to Chelsea and Asha, so you can get a free stream.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's from Corey.
Always tell it to the ladies. I was like, ladies night. You get the club free. You gotta pay $10 to get in.
So we're gonna send you girls it. So hopefully you can watch it and enjoy bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And David, George.
I bought the stream and
20 seconds each. David, talk to us. How excited are you about this season?
I'm very excited about it. I really think that there's going to be a lot of great potential from the ladies. Not having the point system, I don't necessarily agree with, but maybe it'd be better for the health of the ladies not having to chase the title. But then there's fewer show opportunities, so I'm not happy about that too.
This is bodybuilding. We don't care about health right now. Anyway,
Thanks a lot.
George, George, 20. Okay, finish it, David, please. You have 20 seconds. You already went a minute, but let's go.
Oh, me? My turn?
No, David,
go ahead,
you can
George.
finish your.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm excited about this year, and yeah, just hoping for great things, and we'll see. But I do miss the point system, honestly. So yeah.
George?
Well, I hope that it goes off good for all divisions, being women's bodybuilding, women's physique. Well, most definitely, women's bodybuilding need more reputation. I wish more sponsors and promoters step up. I mean, you know, y'all ladies need a platform, because it's like this. They keep doing this. As I say quietly, walk behind women's bodybuilding and stab in the heart. But like I say, I hope we have a good season. I hope we have a good turnout. And maybe next year, 2024, we'll get more representation for women's bodybuilding.
Asha, 20 seconds. Something cool now.
I am super excited for the season. I always look forward to seeing, you know, how people progress or who's taking time off, who comes back bigger and better, more conditioned. Like David mentioned, I'm not a fan of them taking away the point system or, you know, the smaller show schedule, but, you know, it is what it is. So it should be, I always look forward to a good season, and I think every season is pretty good. So I'm happy to be watching.
I am beyond stoked, and I'm excited that there's been multiple girls crossing over for women's physique who are going to bring some new fire and some excitement. So the season, it's going to be much better, which is going to bring us a better 2024 season. So we're going to show up, we're all going to show out, and it's going to lead to a better next season, I think.
I just got a DM from Andrea Shaw.
Uh-oh.
And she
My girl. Hey, JB, tell me about this, my girl.
said, I'm going to smoke I'm just playing. I didn't get it. So the point is,
Be like,
okay,
we're all in
JB.
trouble for talking about her.
JB, 1 minute left. We thanking everyone for coming on. Vancouver Pro, it's going down this weekend. The stream link will be below. We hope we didn't offend any ladies. We're sorry for what we said. If we said don't take it personal. Yeah. And JB, I'm very excited. Why, JB?
Huh?
Because the 2023 women's bodybuilding season, no more bikini, no more men's physique. Finally, the moment we've been waiting for is this weekend. Women's bodybuilding is here.
Yep.
All the problems we have, we don't care about that right now. We just want to enjoy the season, correct?
That's true. And
Yep.
what?
And we are, and Chelsea, take us out of front double.
And
we are out.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Peace out.
Bye.